Hi, hello, welcome to Dusty Shop, where bad decisions are rabid and planning is lacking. So, don't do what we do. Well, you could try it. Have fun with it. You know, do the YouTube stuff. Click like and subscribe. Alright, thanks. Alright, circus goers, so today we're on the Shaggin' Wagon. What I'm going to do is let me find one. I've got it over here. So, what I've done is I've taken the ashtrays out of this van, and I was talking about this before, and I put USB charging ports in where the old ashtrays are because my little people don't smoke. Better not be smoking, and I really don't need them. But what I do need is traveling with these little people is places to charge phones and all kinds of electronics. So what I done, like I said, I took the ashtrays out, and I got me some USB port chargers. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put them in the van, because there's nothing in the back of this van to charge anything. There ain't even a cigarette lighter. If there's a cigarette lighter, yeah, I've been like, hey, you know what, we'll just make something happen with that. But there ain't. The only one is up the front of the van, and I am not running a bunch of cables and stuff back there and having them, you know, if you got kids, grandkids, you understand. So let's get to going. I've got this one already made up. What I might do is, I got a couple door panels I'm up in the front we're going to do. I'm going to go over how I do all this. I guess I'm gonna do a video and get people are interested in it. What I've done is I've taken these off and kind of repainted them, cleaned them up. We got a plastic welder. I've cleaned up the cracks and put it back together and made it kind of look nice. Obviously, because we're trying to make this thing look nice. I've got to do this door here with the 1-2. So what I've got to do is I've got to run the power from back there down through here, catch here, and then go up and then up to the fuse box. Because when I was tore the interior out, I forgot about to do this thing. Yes, I did. Well, actually, this is an afterthought. I had to put it back together. I thought, man, I'm going to put them in. That'd be a great idea. And, yeah, they are. And then I'm not tearing it in. I'll go through the carpet. So, we'll go through the process of this. Plus, I'm going to clean up some of the stuff that's on here. Anywho, stuff. This isn't done yet, so this door panel isn't ready. Like I said, we're going to go through the whole thing with me. We'll do a little video of like taking the driver's doors back apart and going through them, and making the mods, what all it takes to get these door panels up. If you've never done it, man, I guess it could be. I didn't realize it could be kind of tricky because I had to kind of dig around, figure out how they screwed it together, and because they try to hide as much of the screws as they can, which I do too. So what it is, but like I said, we'll go through all that on another video. For right now, we're going to run the wires. We're going to wire this one up because we have it back here. This one's done, ready to go. This is done. I'm trying to work this side of the van, get it all done, and then we'll come back. We'll do which is the passenger side. We'll come back through, and we'll do the driver's side, because that'd be pretty easy. A few pieces to take apart, restain and do, and then we'll be done with restaining all the interior pieces finally. And it's been a long, kind of a long, boring process. I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long, boring process. So, with that being said, let's get this going. Quite a bit to do, and I want to get her done. So, I guess the first thing we're gonna do is. I need to take this piece out so I can get up underneath this carpet, because I've got like I said, I got a official power line all the way to here, and then I think I'm gonna do it in two stages. We're gonna put a splice kind of over here in the carpet, where we can kind of hide it underneath here, because in here there's not a lot of people stepping on it and everything else. So we'll put everything together there, solder it, heat shrink it, and then we'll finish running it up around through the dash up to the front and get it hit up there, because the front, I don't have any of those USB ports going in there. So, but with that being said, okay, let's go. I took the driver's part one time, which when we do the driver's side, I'll be doing the same thing on the driver's side. I'm gonna snake it through the carpet, pop it up over there. I had all that tore apart at one time when I was doing the TV, and I wish I would have thought about it then, because then I could have just did it all at once, and I didn't. So, yeah. So here we go. Let me get the shop back out. I'm gonna clean up some of these screw holes, and any other crazy stuff going on here. That way we can start running some wire. I'm hoping this will be pretty easy. not too bad of a job. We all know how that goes. It's an old van, and she really hasn't been apart since that she was put together. So it ought to be fun. All right. So let's hope these things come out. That's all I have to say with that. Get my little stool out here. Get a few things here situated. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Not too bad so far, so good. Stay. It's just a piece of rubber. Alright, that's cool. Man, this is made apart better than I anticipated. Instead, the little ones on that. Just a piece of rubber. First snag. Well, you know, if that's the only one, and I think I can live with that. No, I'm going to go ahead and take screws out. They're falling out now. So they're all the same screw. Alright, so I got one, of course. But, you know, it's just one that's going to give me a problem. I'll take it. I will take it. Not in the way of anything. So that's what I got here loose, but something. That screw hit you. We got some, as I said, when you're doing one of these, man, you gotta like, seems like, every time I turn around, that's some kind of, it gotta be kind of, you kind of feel them. I'd rather not, like, like I said, I don't mind re-gluing it. I gotta sit here and find all these stupid screws. Sometimes they're not all that easy. There we go. We're all up and out of the way. Alright, so that's where I want to run it. Right, basically right here. Down there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's like a little lip right here with a cushion in it. Padding and all the inside where the van is. It's kind of ripped, you know, right here you can kind of see it. Right here you can kind of see it in the carpet. It's got like a divot. I'm going to try to shove it up against there. And then I'm going to make my connection down here. And like that'll kind of pan up into there. So, I'll get this part up. Let's get a rough idea of how much wire we're going to need off the spool. And let me go grab it. So, you know, I got this spool of this stuff sitting here in the shop from an old project. So we're going to do. Alright, I'm going to get the old fish tape out here and see if we can't fish this around up to here. Man, I got the bad feeling I'm going to have to take this little piece up right here. I don't want to, but I think I'm going to. A lot easier to fish. I got a big cavity up here, but Boom, just like that. Just like that. And then we can come down here. Over here. Down we'll go. And it's like just like that. So yeah, that's the key. The key to, man, just hiding everything. Taking these things apart sometimes is all, like, as you can see, is, you know, you're in the vans, man, you know. If you've ever done these things, it's like, holy, what? What were they thinking? Sometimes I wonder if they were not thinking. This really should be a really easy pull through, so I don't see doing a big, put my little tail on here so that way I can get this tape off. You know, you're not doing the whole, like, oh my god, losing your mind trying to get the tape. Like I said, you don't have to be we're going to leave that like that. Our little tail's right here, so then we just kind of come on off with our tail. This is my little one, and I absolutely use it. Working on cars, I use the life out of this little thing. Absolutely use the devil. Use a lot of it, or use it a lot. All right. So here we go. Now we're to the point where we've got to cover this and come back here. I don't want nothing showing, so I need to be like this. Get myself enough. I think so. I think we're gonna be all right there. I'm gonna come up here, go like this, and come in around. Alright, we're gonna come up and under. Under. This, if I need to do a splice. Alright, we made it to where I wanted to be. Make the carpet hidden where I want it. That's there. Alright, so I'm not gonna put this together until we get it all finished up here. So we got our spot here where I wanted to make my splice here, like so. So now we get to do, and this part was easy, pretty simple. Now we got to go and do it again, but we've got to run it from this point all the way over to the fuse box, which means got to run a line. If I had to shut this door, open up that door, and I'm gonna see if I can not have to take the trim on that door sill out, because I just want to snake through. I make sure to run the snake down through. Let me see how that works out. Yeah, I might try to do that. I may gotta pull so much stuff apart. But let's get a quick estimate of how much we need. Okay, so where we're at right now is I'm trying to keep my carpet covered up. It's just, you know, one of them deals. All right, so I think I can come up here. I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take this piece out and lift this back a little bit and then slide the snake through here. And then we'll just pull the snake up. I don't want to take this apart right now. I need to. I'm going to have to clean it, but you know, it's just the less I take apart, the better I feel. That's what I'm feeling right now. Let's not take this apart. So I got to come up here and come up underneath this box. Come around. I don't know what the hell it is. Oh, it's a vent, floor vent. And then sneak around this. I'm going to sneak around here. And then we're going to jump across the hump here and the wire down there. So I'm going to get a screw gun and a flashlight. Alright, we got a flashlight. Let's take this part. Here. Okay. So shake, kind of rough. Alright, I just wanted to take that so I can kind of do this. I think my heater cord was leaking. Oh, it's not leaking. Alright, let me get the old fish tape out and let's get this. See if we can't snake this big boy down through there. Because that will make life so much easier. If we can do this. Oop. This one, the end's gone. I've been meaning to do something with that, but I don't think about it until, like this, when I need it to work, and it's not working right because I might have to get my other one out. It's a little bit bigger and more aggressive. Let's get the big one out. I might shove through there a little easier. This thing's just not happening. It's not liking it. So now we've upgraded to this fella right here. Like I said, most electricians have one of these things. It's not a great secret. It's just fish tape. Well, I get on this seat, man, and it's just mashed down good. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna have to take that damn door sill out. I didn't want to do that, but I don't have no choice. We're gonna take this one out too. Come on. Oh, there it comes out. Oh my goodness, there it is. Oh! Let me do the same thing I'm doing to the other one real quick. Allowed. Alright. So that's where I want it. I already got this one out. I'm not going to go fetch the other one back out. It's pretty self-explanatory. Tape the wire to there. Pull it through. Not a real hard pull anyway. It's pretty short. The big thing is I want to keep the wire. I don't want to get stepped on. Guess what I'm trying to get at here. Kind of want to keep the wire over to the side like this. Leave my little pigtail on there, and that way when it comes to doing this, it's easier to, you're not trying to find where the end of your tape is. Which most people, I think, know that. And if not, I guess you learned something new. So, you know what I'm going to do? Let's go ahead and make this up, because this is going to be one of them goofy splice things. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to solder these connections up, so that way, see that they made a better connection. I've got plenty of the heat shrink, so let's get this wire run through here. There's my joining wire. These are my two wires coming from the door and the back. So let's get that going there. If I remember to do this one, I was doing the upper part, I mean the, how did I do that? The door, upper part of the door there, I would have went ahead and tight. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger size than that. I would have run that wire different. Not through the ceiling. I would run them wires through the ceiling and then drop them down, I guess. Try to figure out a way to get them down. I don't know, man. Coming off that ceiling to do the TV was, whew, that was rough. I'm gonna tell you that right now, fellas. That was terrible. That was not enjoyable or anything else, man. That just absolutely sucked. Okay, so there's that. Get my little pink scissors and my little purple scissors out here. So we got our soldering iron up to a nice warm temperature. I hope these are gonna be everything. I think we will. Think about that, dummy. I'm excited for that. You know, you ever had one of them days where just, man, you're just not doing well at all. Like, I use a lot of heat shrink on the wires, and I like it. Works good. Yeah, it kind of seals them up pretty good for the most part. Yeah, that kind of gives you some strength too, you know. I need all the help I can get all the time. I just go ahead and dip the wires off in the flux. And that way, you know, I got plenty of flux in there. Actually, I end up with, you know, usually too much flux, but, you know, I'm going to guess too much is better than not enough. Okay. I like the way that ground wire went together. Now I just got to do it with the old hot wires here. Okay, well, that part's soldered up. The other end is just gonna be put with plugs, and I gotta label it. You know, we got a labeler. So we're gonna do everything right. Label it what it is, because I'm gonna bring all the wires together. When I bring it into it, it'll be one power, one. You know, I mean, one labeled area. I guess is the best way to put it. So let's put that over there. Might have been still a little warm, which is making my hula dealies here. There it goes. All right. Okay. So we can see this. I got them soldered. Put the one layer of heat shrink on. I'm gonna let that cool off for just a second. And then I'm going to put a bigger sheath over it to give it a little more strength. This is where it's going to be under kind of the carpet. And I'm going to try to give it everything I can to make it about the best I can. So like I said, I'm going to run this bigger one like so. I should say I'm going to try. There it goes. It's just a little difficult right here. No, put myself in a bad spot here. I'm gonna put myself where I gotta have. Okay, we're gonna go right there. We're gonna leave it right there. I'm trying to keep messing with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna have all kinds of troubles. Okay. So now we have all of our wires run. I'm gonna run through the dash, which is, you know, who cares about that? So I guess what now, it's just a matter of making up the ends and then putting the back end back together, putting the back window back together, which I've been wanting to do for a little bit. I had to do this part of it. So now we have, because there's going to be a USB port here in the door, so we have our wire here to power that up. We got power running back there to the back. We can power up that one that's already there. I'm going to put the parts that came in here, and I guess that's it. That's running the wires to the USBs. Just got to put everything back together. Nobody wants to watch that. You know, I'm going to clean everything up, put it back together. You know what? I'll come back. Let me clean everything up and put it all back together so that you can see how it all looks, and we'll come back to that. Because, you know, it's just basically reversing what I just did. And so, yeah, let's do that. I will put everything back. This door is not finished to put back together. So, but I'm going to show that whole process, like I said, in a later video. So we'll come back, and when I get up, put it back together, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, circuit score. So we're back, and there we go. So it's all done. Look at that. There it all is. It's all wired up. There's a plug in there. Like I said, I'm going to do a little something different right there. We'll come back to that. So there it goes. You know, it comes underneath the carpet like we're talking about. It comes up, and then that's the red wire right there. And then when I do this side over here, do the same. You know, then we'll do the same thing. Be a plug there. There's going to be a plug where that X-ray is. They're going to come down through there, meet up with that wire. One spot in there, and then here we go. There we go. They're all wired up. So now I put this door back together once I get finish getting everything stained and cleared. And then we'll wire that up, and yeah, there we go. We'll just be rocking and rolling. So with that being said, yeah, all right. With that being said, yeah, there we go. That's kind of wiring up the USB ports in the van, running the wires underneath the carpet. I'm going to basically do the same thing on the other side. It's just sort of run. Yeah. That's it. So that's it for this video, and come catch me on the next one where we're going to do something else. I think next van video will be taking one of these doors apart because my power locks ain't working on the switches on the door. So we got to pick something on there. I don't know if it's a switch, power supply, I don't know. But, you know, this thing's going to be continuously running. We're going to get as much done as we can, fast as we can, but sometimes things just take time. Like I said, with that being said, thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one. All right, thanks.